I remember the nights where I'd be staying up a lot and there would be tears going down my eyes, or I just had like really bad headaches because of how sad I was. I still get them from time to time, and I thought by now it would have stopped, but it never really does. It comes by now and then, and by this age, I would have hoped that I made a bunch of friends, but that didn't happen. And neither did having a girlfriend or two. That sucked. And it always made me wonder what went wrong with me. But I kind of figured out it was because of my awkward persona. I used to be very uptight, reserved, and I didn't even realize it. Like, I used to think that I was some sort of main character from a TV show, and I'd be acting all mysterious and quiet. Like, I knew something was about to happen, but really, I just looked really awkward, just in whatever corner at whatever gathering that I'd rarely go to. It wasn't great. I just wish that I had opened up more. Now that I think about it, anything that was on my mind, if I had said what was on my mind, nobody would be like,
You need to leave.
you know? If I had opened up more, I don't know what would have happened, but I wish I wasn't so afraid, you know? But that was a few years ago. Not a lot changed, but I have made some pretty good improvements. I can definitely talk to people more easily. I still have like a rushed heartbeat that beats whenever like I think about speaking to someone new or talking to people sometimes. But it doesn't paralyze me as much as it used to. And I used advice I found online a while ago that was said by Bill Hader. I'm gonna say it in like my own words. And if you're hearing this, if you're like me, younger version of me, or maybe you're older, or I don't know, going through your own journey, hopefully this helps you. Because it would definitely be better you hear it now than later. So what do you do when you're talking to someone new, but your heart is racing, and then you just start overthinking like crazy? Well, what I did is I take a deep breath, not an over exaggerated deep breath, but just like a, you know, maybe a bit less exaggerated than that. But yeah, and I think like what could actually happen, what could really go wrong, like really what could go wrong. Question your nervousness. Like, you might feel nervous and then ask yourself why. Because I want to talk to someone new. Okay, why do I feel like this though? And then maybe you might give a reason that might be because that person might yell at you. So then dig deeper from that, and then just think, oh, why would they yell? Am I gonna say something outrageous? No. Hopefully that helps with like some of the heaviness you sometimes feel. Question it. Question why you're nervous and try to like figure out why. You really want to understand why you feel like you do. As you do that, you start to find that you're not really scared as much as you think you are. It will never go away, but it won't fully like rule over you. And eventually you'll be able to break out of this prison that you've constructed in your own head, whatever you want to get out of, whether it be your anxiety or fear. I mean, they're one and the same, but you know, most of the time, whoever you want to talk to, that person's not going to attack you for saying hi or how was your day, or even if you ask for their name. For some reason, our minds, at least my mind, always puts us in this like constant overthinking fear mode. Why? I don't know. But yeah, what really helped me is just take a deep breath and think about what can actually go wrong. And the worst thing that could go wrong is that person you want to have a conversation with or you're just curious about, they may be busy and they may just straight up ignore you, and that's okay. Just move on. No big deal. Just keep going like they do. It all starts with saying hi. So if you still have that crazy heart racing feeling, like or you still feel like that, like your heart is racing like crazy, best advice I heard is just, even if you want to talk to someone, as soon as you see them, get up and just say hi. Because when you start to think about saying hi to that person, you might just not even do it because you're overthinking too much. And then maybe 1 minute goes by, then 2, then you tell yourself, okay, I'm just gonna wait a couple seconds and then go. What you're doing is just delaying what you want to do. And sometimes you delay yourself so much that that person just straight up leaves. Not because of you, but because they got stuff to do. And you don't want to keep delaying yourself. Whenever you want to talk to someone new and it is like an appropriate setting and you're not going to say anything crazy, just straight up, get up, walk up to them, just say, hi, what's your name? Yeah, just start with hi, because it's really simple. And I got the hi from saying hi from the show How I Met Your Mother. Barney Stinson, one of his go-to line, not in every episode, but in a few, he'll take his friend Ted to go up to a girl. He'll tap the girl on the shoulder, and then he'll start the conversation with, hi, this is Ted, what's your name? Bye. And then they have a conversation. That is literally what you need to start a conversation, and I use that most of the time whenever I feel brave. But some openings you can use is, what's your name? Or you can ask him about his phone, her about her shirt, or what is that thing over there? Or like for me, I love tattoos. I've got a lot on my arms. I will ask people about their tattoos. What's your, like, do your tattoos have meanings? How much did they cost? Did they hurt? They obviously hurt, but if they don't have meanings, just ask which one's your favorite. Just try to expand on that. Don't make it as difficult as you want it to be. Say what you want to say, whatever's in your mind, because most of the time you're not like insane. You're not gonna say some cracked words. So hopefully you're not like a villain or something like that. When you do start a conversation like that, eventually you might get to a point where you realize they like something and you like something and you both like that same thing, and then next thing you know, you're talking about that thing for a couple of minutes, and then the conversation gets more deeper and it's more fulfilling. I mean, that's how I felt. I know it's not gonna be easy. When you think about going to places outside of your house, just aim to speak to maybe one person every time you go, because you need to push yourself. And you may just end up making a friend, or perhaps it could lead to someone leading you to like a potential romantic partner. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm remaining optimistic. So yeah, but don't beat yourself up. If you do try to speak to someone and you just don't, and you feel your heart racing but you wanted to speak to that person, don't hate on yourself too much, because it's happened to me before, and you can always try again another day with another person. You should also remember that some people want to be alone and they're allowed to be alone. So if you notice that a conversation is one-sided, or they're clearly not into it, you should probably take a hint and just be like, okay, bye, and just go, like, move on, because you don't want to take up someone's time, and especially when they're not responsive. That's it's not the greatest feeling. And again, I know this will be difficult for some of us. It was for me, but just remember to take it one step at a time and be proud of any small goals you do achieve. It might not seem like much, but it definitely stacks and snowballs, and eventually it can turn into something great. Just make sure to keep doing it, otherwise it's going to end up like an unused muscle. You don't want to end up like an unused muscle, pretty much. With finding peace being alone, so I don't really mind being alone anymore. I've learned to get used to it. It's not that I'm lonely. I still get lonely, but I've learned to enjoy my own time, and I found things to do. But I know that when I first experienced loneliness, it hurt. It hurt a lot. And over time, I learned how to actually enjoy my time and try new things, like making this video. But once again, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So, good luck and goodbye. I'll see you next time. And remember, just start with a simple hi. Hopefully that's good.